Hello and welcome to Wheels Up. I'm Athena and I'll be your host today. I'm so excited to take you on an amazing journey brought to you by the Sunrise Association, Sunrise Studios, and our friends at American Airlines. While we're on our adventure, see if you can spot Wings, our special airplane friend, in 3 different places. After our adventure, please join us for some super fun games and crafts. Are you ready? Fasten your seatbelts and let's go on an adventure. Here to kick us off is a special representative from American Airlines.
Welcome, passengers. I'm American Airlines Flight Attendant Julian Peterman. Welcome on board our very special flight today with service from the Sunrise Association and American Airlines. Are you ready for a fantastic adventure? Buckle up, sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight.
Hello, adventurers! Do you like warm weather and water activities? How about roller coasters and Disney characters? Well, you're in luck, because today we're going to experience all of these things as we embark on an exciting journey through the Sunshine State of Florida. So what are we waiting for? Let's lather on our sunscreen, fasten our seatbelts, and prepare for landing as our American Airlines flight touches down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Florida is known as the Sunshine State because it's sunny practically all year long. It's also famous for its giant reptiles like alligators and iguanas, and its groves of delicious and juicy oranges. Fun fact number 1. More than 90% of Florida's oranges are squeezed to make orange juice. Total yum. Today, we're in Fort Lauderdale, a city on Florida's southeastern coast with beautiful beaches and lots of boats. In fact, we're about to hop on a boat right now. Come with me. Ahoy, mateys! Here we are at the Intra-Coastal Waterway, where we're going to embark on a thrilling treasure hunt with Bluefoot Pirate Adventures. All aboard! Let's listen carefully to our captain, who will lead us as we follow a map to the treasure. We'll also get to spray water at any boats that try to get in our way. Wow, that was awesome! I felt like a real-life pirate. Now that our treasure hunt has come to an end, our next stop is Boca Raton, a nearby city with lots of cool things to do. But instead of me telling you about it, let's hear from a very special tour guide named Ellie, who lives here. Take it away, Ellie.
Hey adventurers, I'm Ellie Schwartz, a 13-year-old local here in Boca Raton, Florida. I thought I'd share with you some of my favorite spots that are held near to my heart. Starting with Meisner Park. Meisner Park is a plaza filled with different kinds of restaurants, shops, and boutiques. But not only is it shops and boutiques that I love, even if I really like Sloan's and its sugar, it's also the yearly festivities. The yearly festivities usually contain of a pumpkin patch and a fair that have games, food, and fun. And followed in December, live music haven that include Frozen, Magic Acts, and carolers, which I really love. Another place that I really like is Gumbo Limbo's Nature Center. Gumbo Limbo's Nature Center is kind of a change of pace. It's super calm and super fun. It's a turtle rehabilitation, but not only that, it also includes a butterfly garden and a nature walk, which I think is super calming and super cool. So if you ever want to hang out with friends or family or just want a good time, I suggest going to one of these. I hope that you check these out soon. Bye, adventurers!
Thank you for showing us some of your favorite spots, Ellie. Boca Raton is so much fun. Now let's continue the fun by heading south, down the coast to our next destination, the city of Miami. Miami is known around the world for its vibrant art scene and blend of different cultures. In fact, it's the most visited city in the entire state of Florida. Today, we're in a part of Miami called Little Havana, which is named after the city of Havana in Cuba, an island country just south of Miami. Miami's Little Havana neighborhood is home to lots of authentic Cuban restaurants with delicious foods like empanadas, tamales, and so many more. We can even stop by Azucar Ice Cream Company to try their mantecado, a Cuban flavor that's a mix of vanilla, nutmeg, and cinnamon. Now let's pay a visit to the iconic Domino Park, where locals gather at all times of the day to play, you guessed it, dominoes. Playing dominoes is a super popular tradition in Cuba and has become just as popular here in Little Havana. I could stay here and watch domino games all day, but the time has come to head up north to our next destination in Florida, Merritt Island. We're in for a real treat because Merritt Island is home to NASA's Kennedy Space Center, where astronauts blast off into outer space. No way. Here we can see lots of real spacecrafts, like a Saturn V rocket, the type of rocket that has been used to launch humans to the moon. We can also peek inside a space shuttle called Atlantis, which has gone to space 33 times. Fun fact number 2. Atlantis has made 4,848 circles around the Earth. While we're here, we can also pay a visit to the U.S. Astronauts Hall of Fame, which honors space heroes and legends like John Glenn, the very first American to orbit, that means circle, the Earth. Believe it or not, we can even meet a real astronaut in person and ask them questions about what it's like to go to outer space. Fun fact number 3. It takes about 10 years of school and special training to become an astronaut. In fact, let's hear from veteran NASA astronaut Winston Scott, who can give us his advice for becoming an astronaut one day.
Well, my advice to young people, whether or not they want to become an astronaut, is applicable. No matter what they want to be, the advice is the same. First of all, you want to qualify. That means a good education. You want to go to school, do the best that you can, and then you want to gain some experience in whatever your field happens to be. And also the young people, I always say that you will encounter obstacles. That's life. Everybody encounters obstacles. But if you face those obstacles and you will never give up, then you will overcome them and you're likely to achieve whatever your goal happens to be.
That's great advice. Thanks, Winston. Now, I think the best possible way to finish off our time at the Kennedy Space Center is to watch a real rocket launch into space. Are you ready, adventurers? Let's count down from 3 together. 3, 2, 1, blast off! Wow, that was out of this world. Well, now it's time for us to head to another world. In fact, it's often referred to as the happiest place on Earth. Can you guess where we're going? That's right, adventurers. We're heading to Orlando, Florida to visit Walt Disney World. Here we can visit all of Disney's different theme parks. We can ride roller coasters and see Cinderella's castle in Magic Kingdom, discover different world cultures in Epcot, watch live performances in Disney's Hollywood Studios, and go on a safari in Disney's Animal Kingdom. But there are also 2 water parks, Disney's Typhoon Lagoon and Disney's Blizzard Beach, where we can splash around and slide down water slides. Not to mention the awesome Disney characters we can meet and take pictures with at all of the parks. Look, there's Goofy, and Winnie the Pooh, and the big cheese himself, Mickey Mouse. Speaking of Mickey, fun fact number 4. There are about 1,000 hidden Mickey Mouses throughout Walt Disney World. That's right, the creative people called Imagineers who design and build Disney parks love to hide their favorite mouse everywhere for guests to find. Keep your eyes peeled for those famous 3 circles on rides, in aquariums, and restaurants, and even on the ground. Who's your favorite Disney character? Mine is Athena from the movie Hercules, because we have the same name. Well, I think the best way to close out our time at Disney is to watch some fireworks. Fun fact number 5. There are fireworks shows every night at Walt Disney World. Wow, this is absolutely spectacular. I understand why they call it the happiest place on Earth, and I'm so happy I could experience it with you, adventurers. What an incredible journey we've had together in the Sunshine State. What was your favorite thing we did? I don't think I could even choose. But now it's time to catch our American Airlines flight to the Sunrise Treehouse to play some fun games and make some crafts. See you when we land, adventurers! Wow, that was an incredible adventure. We discovered so much. Did you spot Wings the airplane? Great job! I think it's time for another game now. Come on! In this game, we're going to look at pictures of different places around Walt Disney World and find the hidden Mickey in each one. Are you ready? Let's play! Question 1. This is going to be tricky. Do you see Mickey? Good job! Question 2. Where is he now? Out of this world! Question 3. I don't see him. Do you? There he is! Question 4. Did you spot him? He's in the ropes! Question 5. Ooh, this is a tricky one. Rock on! There he is! Great job finding all the Mickeys! Thanks for playing! Great job! That was so much fun. Time to hop on our flight to the Sunrise Treehouse for some arts and crafts. Are you ready? Let's go!
Hi adventurers, my name is Lindsay and I'm so excited to do arts and crafts with you today. Today we travel to the Sunshine State of Florida, so we're going to be making a sea turtle and a rocket ship. I hope you have fun. Here are the supplies you'll need. Project 1, paper plate sea turtle. A paper plate, green construction paper, watercolors, markers, crayons or colored pencils, scissors, tape or glue, optional, googly eyes. Project 2, rocket ship. Construction paper, 2 pieces of any color, markers, crayons or colored pencils, scissors, and tape or glue. So our first craft is going to be a sea turtle. So we're going to take a paper plate to make its shell. So I'm going to turn my plate over. So first I'm going to take a crayon, and you can use whatever color you'd like. I'm going to use green, and I'm going to start by drawing on the pattern of the shell. So I'm going to make shapes like this, just to mimic what a turtle shell looks like. We're going to do that all over the surface of the plate, just like this. And this can be a little bit tricky because the plate pops up, so feel free to push it down as you go. And then I'm going to color the rim of the shell. And I'm going to use that same green, but again, you can use whatever color you'd like. So now I'm going to set my crayon aside and grab some watercolors. And you can use whatever you'd like to color in your shell. It doesn't have to be watercolors. You can use markers, crayons, colored pencils, whatever you'd like. So I'm going to grab my watercolors and some water and a paintbrush. Now, turtle shells may look like they're just green, but they're actually a bunch of different colors. So feel free to use your creativity and use whatever colors you'd like to fill in the shell. Now, remember when our friend Ellie took us to the Gumbo Limbo Nature Center in Boca Raton? Well, there were so many cool turtles there, so now it's time for us to make our own, which is super exciting. I'm just using all different colors and blending them together to make our turtle shell looks super awesome. I'm going to use all different shades of green and then add in some other colors too. Something that I think is really interesting about sea turtles is that unlike land turtles, they don't actually go into their shell. They always keep their head and their flippers outside so they can see where they're swimming. So I am using a lot of different colors, but the main color I'm using is green. So when you look at it from afar, it'll look like it's just a green shell, but when you look at it up close, you'll see that there's actually a lot of different colors. So I think that's super cool. And one of my favorite things about using watercolors is that you can make the colors darker or lighter depending on how much water you use. So if you have a lot of water and a little bit of paint, it will be a lighter color. And if you have a lot of paint and a little bit of water, it will be a darker color. Now that we've finished painting our sea turtle shell, we're going to set it aside to dry and then grab a piece of construction paper to cut out the parts of its body. And again, I'm using a green piece of construction paper, but you can use whatever color you'd like. So first, I'm going to cut my piece of paper straight down the middle, just like this. And on one piece of paper, I'm going to cut out the head and the tail. So the head can just be an oval shape that's flat on the bottom, just like this. And the tail, I'm going to make a triangle shape, but you can also use your creativity and make it look different than this as well. So here's my head and my tail. Now I'm going to set the excess paper aside, and I'm going to take this other piece of paper and fold it in half like this. And we're folding it because we're going to be making the turtle's flippers, and by folding it, we can make 2 at a time. So I'm going to take a pencil to sketch out the flippers before I actually cut them. So I'm going to shape them like this. And they should look kind of like arms and legs. So there we go. And then I'm just going to cut over those lines that I drew. Because these are still attached, I'm going to open it up and just cut at this seam. And make sure to ask an adult for help if you need help cutting. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other flippers. Now that I have everything cut out, I'm going to set this extra paper aside and we're going to decorate the head. So I'm going to take a marker, and you can use a crayon, a colored pencil, or whatever else you have around. I'm going to draw a little smile. just like this. And I'm going to draw a little nose. And then I'm going to put some googly eyes on. But if you don't have googly eyes, you can always just draw the eyes. So I'm going to take some glue, just put a little dot on the back of each googly eye. And now I'm going to take my paper plate again, our turtle shell, and we're going to attach all of the different body parts to put our turtle together. So first I'll take these flippers and I will attach them like this. I'm going to use glue for this, but you can also use tape. So I'm just going to put a little line of glue. And last but not least, I'm going to attach the turtle's head. So we're going to do the same thing. Take the tail and some glue and stick it on the back. And here's my completed sea turtle. So while this dries, I'm going to show you another sea turtle that I made earlier. And as you can see, this looks pretty different than this sea turtle. And that's great because real sea turtles all look different from each other. So our next craft is going to be a rocket ship. So first, I'm going to grab a piece of construction paper, and it could be any color you'd like. And I'm going to grab a pair of scissors. And I'm going to cut a few inches across the top. So I'm going to move the smaller piece of paper to the side, and we're going to start by working with the bigger piece. So this is going to be the main part of our rocket, so we're going to decorate it how we want it to look. So I'm going to grab a marker, and you can always use colored pencils, crayons, whatever you'd like. So I'm just going to start decorating this rocket. I think I'm going to make some cool stars in all different colors. And this is super exciting because we saw lots of rockets at the Kennedy Space Center, but now we get to make our own. I'm also going to draw some planets. Have you ever seen a rocket launch into space? I've watched it on TV and it's pretty cool. I'm just going to draw some other shapes. I'm going to draw some hearts. And I'm also going to draw a window so that the astronauts can peek outside and look at outer space. You can write your name on it. You can write a favorite phrase or number. I think I'm gonna write, I love space. I'm gonna add some stripes. So now I'm going to grab a pair of scissors and make sure to ask an adult if you need help. And I'm going to cut one slit in the middle and then one slit towards the right side and one slit towards the left side. So now we're going to take the body of our rocket, flip it over, and roll it into a cylinder. And we're going to take a piece of tape and tape it together. So now I'm going to set the body aside and grab another piece of construction paper. I chose blue, but you can use whatever color you'd like. And I'm going to cut out the other elements of the rocket ship. So we're going to cut the paper in half. We're going to take one side and fold it in 3 pieces, just like this, and then like this. So now we're going to make a diagonal cut, just like this, and this will look like a long, tall triangle. And then these two are still attached, so we'll just cut the seam. And then we're going to stack them back on top of each other and then just cut off the top so that it's flat. Just like that. So then we're going to flip it over and cut about halfway down our wings. And we're gonna stop about 1/2 inch from the bottom. Now we're gonna put these aside and then use the other half of the paper to cut out the circle for the top of our rocket ship. So before we do this, we just wanna make sure that the circle we cut is a bit bigger than the top of our rocket ship. So to measure it, we can just take a pencil and draw a circle around, but not touching the top of the rocket ship. So we make sure that the shape we cut is bigger, just like this. So we'll set this aside and then cut out our circle. So we're just going to set our extra paper aside and we're going to cut a slit halfway through the circle, just like this. So now we're going to shape this like a cone. So we're going to just twist these two bottom pieces so that it forms a point. And then we can take some tape and tape it together, just like that. So now it's time to put our rocket all together. So we're going to take the body of the rocket, just like this, and we are going to slide the wings through those slits that we drew. So just like this. And then we're going to take the top of the rocket and take some glue and put the glue around the rim, just like this. So now we're going to take the top of the rocket and just carefully attach it, just like this. So here's my completed rocket ship. I'm going to leave it right here to dry, and I'm going to show you one that I made earlier. So as you can see, it's totally different, but it's still just as cool. Blast off! I hope you had so much fun making a rocket ship and a sea turtle. See you next time. Bye!
Wow, we had so much fun crafting with you today. And now we're coming in for a landing at our final destination, our amazing trivia game, where you will have more fun with trivia questions about our adventure today. I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. Each question will have 4 answers, but only one is correct. Can you get the right answer? Let's play. Welcome to trivia. Question 1. What can we see at the Kennedy Space Center? A. Astronauts. B. A space shuttle. C. A rocket launch. Or D. All of the above? The answer is D. All of the above. Question 2. What fruit is Florida famous for? Is it A. Kiwis, B. Strawberries, C. Oranges, or D. Bananas? The answer is C. Oranges. Question 3. Where is Meisner Park located? A. Miami, B. Boca Raton, C. Merritt Island, or D. Fort Lauderdale? The answer is B. Boca Raton. Question 4. Where is Little Havana? A. Miami, B. Cuba, C. Orlando, or D. Fort Lauderdale? The answer is A, Miami. Question 5. What is Walt Disney World's nickname? A, the Orange Grove. B, the Sunshine State. C, the happiest place on earth. Or D, all of the above. The answer is C, the happiest place on earth. Thanks for playing trivia. Thanks for watching this episode of Wheels Up. I had so much fun with you today on our adventure, crafting, and playing our games. Did you know that there are so many more Wheels Up adventures waiting for you to enjoy? Just head to our YouTube channel or download the Sunrise Studios app, available on your mobile phone, tablet, or smart TV. We can't wait to see you at our next flight with Wheels Up. Brought to you by Sunrise Association, Sunrise Studios, and American Airlines. See you next time. Bye!